Good morning. I was asked to join you to tell you a little bit about what channeling is, who Equinox are, what benefits you might get from attending a channeling. Equinox claim to be a combined consciousness of entities from all known dimensions, planets, worlds, etc., who have come together to act as teachers for us here. What they do is they give us information from their varied perspectives. Not being earth beings, that does not mean that there aren't some of Equinox that have lived on earth. As a matter of fact, at one point, they claimed that Edgar Cayce was part of their group. And as we had many members in our group that had worked for the ARE, they recognized a lot of what was being said, particularly about healing, as things that come directly from the Edgar Cayce work. So I don't doubt that that was possibly true. But they do have a unique perspective to ours because they're not in the midst of what we are calling three-dimensional reality. Their reality is much different than ours. With this unique perspective, they can help us to not only understand our day-to-day lessons, but also to give us a deeper insight into the reality of life, what they call the illusion, that we are living in an illusion. For over 40 years, which is how long I've been channeling them, they have been discussing the fact that we are a fear-based world and that it was never meant to be this way, that it was meant to be a world filled with love, but that somehow we had gotten ourselves turned around and that it was time, and they said this 40 years ago, it was time to reconnect out of the illusion and understand that we are all connected, that we are energy beings, that we are creators that can create vast amounts of things if we just believe it. So they have made monumental changes in my life. And I know that typically we have people who have come for years because they make a difference in their life too. And as the time has progressed, more and more we realize that the things they said to us in the beginning that we couldn't fully understand are now coming about in the now. I got a call the other day from someone I hadn't talked to in years who called to say to me, I don't know if you remember this, but Equinox predicted this pandemic and told us it would be in the year 2020. But because they predicted it in the 80s, we all blew it off because that was so far in the future that we didn't have to worry about it. And now it's here. And what do? So that was just one thing that is proven to be true. They don't make it a point to necessarily make predictions because we have free will. We have the ability to make changes in this world. If enough minds, what they call the 100th monkey, believe something, then we can make that be so on the planet because we are ourselves a consensus reality. Whatever the majority believe, the totality of the planet will live with. We didn't believe that we could fly for 2,000 years. And then one day we flew. And within 66 years, we were on the moon. That's an example of consensus reality shifting. We are in the middle of a shift now. They have been telling us about this for many, many years, and they are working with us to help us to understand how to get through this shift and end up where we want to be. And the first step is to take responsibility and be the creator we are here to be. We would love to invite you to attend one of the channelings, and we know that you will have, if not a wonderful time, an enlightening time. Thank you for listening to me.